This is CNN Breaking News.
We do have more breaking news right now. North Korea has just released 22-year-old American student Otto Warmbier. This is after more than a year in prison there in North Korea. He had been sentenced to 15 years of hard labor. That is the good news, that he was released. But there is also a very sad, tragic update to this. His parents just released this statement to CNN just a short time ago. I want to read it to you. Otto has left North Korea. He is on a medevac flight on his way home. Sadly, he is in a coma, and we have been told he has been in that condition since March of 2016. We learned of this only 1 week ago. We want the world to know how we and our son have been brutalized and terrorized by the pariah regime in North Korea. We are so grateful that he will finally be with people who love him. That is from the Warmbier, Fred and Cindy Warmbier, his parents. In another twist in all of this, the Warmbier's release comes just hours after former NBA star Dennis Rodman arrived in the North Korean capital of Pyongyang. CNN's Will Ripley is there in North Korea and is joining me live right now. Will, this is hard to wrap your mind around.
It is, and I just want to set the scene, Kate, for a moment. I want you to listen to this. Playing on loudspeakers around Pyongyang, it's midnight here. Almost hourly, songs like this are playing in the North Korean capital to remind them of the sacrifices of their late leaders. And this kind of a scene is where Dennis Rodman is tonight and where Otto Warmbier was up until just a matter of hours ago, according to North Korean officials who confirmed he has been put on a plane and is in the process of being medevaced home, according to his family, although the North Koreans would not confirm any information about his medical condition, nor would Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who put out this statement saying, quote, at the direction of the President, the Department of State has secured the release of Otto Warmbier from North Korea. Mr. Warmbier is en route to the United States, where he will be reunited with his family. The Department of State continues to have discussions with the DPRK regarding 3 other U.S. citizens reported detained, because keep in mind, Warmbier is just one. Kim Dong-chul, a naturalized U.S. citizen, he's serving 10 years hard labor, and 2 professors from the United States who are teaching at a university here have also just recently been arrested and are still facing trial on unknown charges, Kate. And so it's certainly a potentially dangerous situation when Americans come here, living in this, potentially getting detained in an environment like this, and Otto Warmbier apparently in a very serious medical condition now, coma for more than a year, 18 months in custody, hasn't been able to speak with his family, and apparently is in very grave health at the moment.
Just unbelievable. Will, and do you know, have you been told at all, given any indication, if Dennis Rodman being in the country, if there's any connection there?
From our conversations with the State Department, this is a strange coincidence. The fact that Dennis Rodman arrived on a flight the same day that Otto Warmbier was being released. When CNN contacted the State Department, they were surprised to learn of his trip. They actually asked us to hold off reporting it for a period of several hours, indicating that there was something else that they were trying to work on inside North Korea that needed to happen first. We now know that that something else was, in fact, the release of Otto Warmbier. Even Rodman himself, when we asked him at the airport in Beijing, he said that the situation involving the 4 detained Americans wasn't his mission here, that his mission is sports diplomacy. You'll remember he was here 4 other times, including those notorious trips in 2013 and 2014 where he was documented on film, drunk much of the time. You know, he actually had a meeting with Kim Jong-un that was canceled because of his out-of-control behavior, and he yelled at CNN's Chris Cuomo during a live TV interview. Nonetheless, he is back on the ground in this country.
Well, thank you so much for bringing the reporting. You bring us essential perspective from that reclusive nation every time you get in there, so thank you so much.